Hello everyone, welcome back. I've brought in a couple of trees, just do a little bit of pruning on them. This liquid amber clump style, we'll start with this one. As you can see, it's really getting big now and it's kind of overshadowing a lot of stuff on the bench. So I'm not going to do major pruning with it, but just prune it back so it's a little bit neater and not blocking all the other trees on the bench. So ones like this up here, we don't need them that big and that long. They'll only be thickening up and we'll be just chopping them off next year because they're too thick. So one here which is crossing the main trunk, so I may as well take that one out. This one again is too big. It's in quite a small enough pot, this. I'll show you the pot there. It's just a small round pot. That's the base of it. When I bought the tree, it has some sort of thing which was kind of rotting away bits of the trunks. This trunk died off, this trunk died off. This little one at the front. And even the ones that have survived, I've still got patches of scars from whatever it was that was attacking it. But as you can see, it's growing pretty good now. Front wise, it's in a round pot, so because I wasn't too sure on the front, but it would probably be either have these dead ones kind of at the front or have them at the back and have this. Probably this, to be honest, would be the front for now anyway. So what I'm doing now is I'm just taking off like that any branches that are growing really strong up high or any growing in the wrong direction. We'll just prune them back just so a little bit less bulk on the tree, and then the trees around it might get a bit of light. This one here, I think we'll just take that right back, and this one. Okay, so that's probably all I'm going to do with this one. It's not a lot, but it's just, I forgot to put the camera back up, sorry about that. It's just to get it back into a somewhat of shape. This top up here, I'm not too sure whether we'll be reducing that come the summer, but for now I'll leave it. I'll come the spring next year, we might end up keeping it down here somewhere, but we'll just keep it growing. I keep this in a basin of water, a shallow basin, because it does drink a lot of water, and because it gets so big the pot tends to not get hit by the rain and stuff. So okay, so as you see we took out quite a bit there, but it's still good and healthy and there's plenty of forest still on it, but at least it's a little bit more in check. Got a little ladybug here crawling across things. We'll put him back up there. He can look after getting rid of some of our pests we don't like. Okay, so I'll just put that one on the floor for a minute. Now the next trees I brought in are my two bottle brush trees. Now if you were watching my videos, you'll have seen me chop these right back. I wasn't too sure how they would take in this country, being reduced right back to bare wood again. But as you see, they're growing okay. This one's a bit yellowy, and I think it's because feeling the weight of that pot, it's holding a lot of water, that soil. So I won't repot it now, but I think next year I'll repot it in a much coarser mix Also, it's not really, this one is in the sun a little bit more, so maybe I need to put this one somewhere where I'll get a little bit more sun. Pruning wise on these, bug or something in there. This branch here, I'll start with this one. This branch here, I don't know if I don't want to grow that out stronger, so I can grow it over here. So I'm going to leave that one to grow, and some of these will just reduce back a little bit, just to kind of keep them in check, because as you can see by this one, they just rocket up if you don't kind of prune them back. I'm not worried about getting flowers on them or anything like that. I just want to kind of get them healthy and get them a bit stronger without going completely crazy with rocket branches. And we'll again worry about the styling of them when we get them growing a bit stronger. Okay, so I think that'll do for this one. Like I said, I might end up growing that one out, sticking it up, and then we'll chop it back when it's thickened up a bit. So that's that one. We could maybe have a look at trying it, cleaning off the trunk a little bit. Put the moss on the trunk, algae. Even the moss on the trunk tells me that this one is getting too much water, holding too much water in its pot. You can see there's a big chop. Whereas was the two of these trees, when I got them, were both in the same pot together, and it was like a twin trunk. But then I realised it was probably two seeds or cuttings or whatever that grew side by side and gelled into each other. So I couldn't separate them, couldn't separate the roots or anything. So I had to cut through it and straight through the root ball. So it was just like slicing straight through it, like, and then you had two halves of basically the plant pot. And I just worked on the two of them then individually. And they seem to have recovered from it. Can't even remember where this one was cut from. Was it up from this side it was on? I think it was in here, it was attached to that one. But yeah, as you can see now, this one has got a bit of branches growing a bit taller, but they are a bit greener. That's a lot lighter, that pot. I know it's a smaller pot, but you can tell it's holding far less water in it. So again, I'm just gonna reduce these back, try and get a bit of ramification on them, and try and build a smaller tree. We don't want it going right up there. So you can see where I did the big chops on them. Chopped it there, all these, so there was no branches left. I think this one I cut back so there was no branches, and that one I had so no leaves or foliage on it. That one I think I left a little bit of foliage because I wasn't sure, or vice versa. But the two of them said that the two of them grew okay. I asked about it, and a few people, Sam, gone on me and told me yeah, they're okay to chop right back. That's from Aussie Bonsai Bloke. So we chopped right back. Now I know in Australia they do good, but here with our climate I wasn't too sure. But they seem to be growing, just they're quite slow. Our summers are not very hot, especially this year wasn't very hot at all. And we had a few warm days, but wouldn't say it was any way of a heat wave of a summer. So okay, think that one's okay. This one, I've just noticed there is a sucker there. We'll just take that sucker off. Okay, so that's the two of them. This one, style wise, we have this branch now, which I presume is dead now because nothing did grow on that one. Yeah, we could probably take that off. Looks kind of dead, but we'll leave it for now at that, and then we'll reduce it a bit more just in case it encourages something to grow now. I'm going to take off that dead top of that one. Okay, so yeah, the idea with this one will probably be, I don't know, some kind of a broom style of some sort. I'm not too sure. The trees themselves are just kind of standing themselves because they haven't got a lot to work with. They have nice bark on them. So, yeah, we'll see how they get on. Okay, the last tree I brought in today is my rosemary. It's grown quite good, as you can see, but definitely not the best tree for bonsaiing because it's very kind of brittle for a start, so wiring it and stuff is practically impossible, and obviously everything on it just wants to grow straight up, so creating any sort of pads is kind of not easy. This was just a cheap couple of euro little plant that you get in the Aldi or Lidl's. We got it a few years back. My wife got it. She used the what rosemary she wanted off it, so I took it and decided we'd give it a go. So that's what we've been doing since. Like that, it's growing reasonably well. Not the fastest growing tree I've got, like, but just keep it a little bit. One good thing about it is the smell. When you're pruning it, it smells lovely. I love the smell of rosemary. So I'm basically just clipping it into some sort of shape, and hopefully it will send out more shoots, fill out a bit more. Again, this one dries out very quickly. Maybe I should try putting this in a little tray and see, will that help it grow a bit quicker, or does the rosemary just grow this slow? It's got a nice bit of a trunk on it now. It's got some bark. It's got a nice little root base. See there, it's got a nice little bit of a root spread. Some old bark on it, but the tree itself is what it is. I don't think it'll ever be anything fantastic. I'm thinking I might chance planting it in the garden come the spring and see can I thicken it up but still try and keep on top of the pruning of it, because I think if you could get it to a half decent size, then it might start making a pretty good looking tree. The trunk is just taking forever to thicken up the trunk. They're very slow growing when it comes to thickening up. Obviously it's thickened up since we got it, but I'm thinking maybe a spell in the garden, or maybe even into a bigger pot, I don't know. Or it might be one of these things that I'm not too sure with rosemary. Do they grow bigger if you're in a bigger pot? Or does it make any difference? Do they have to go in the ground? I wired the branches at the start very carefully. I'm sure I probably broke one or two doing it because they're very brittle to wire. It is growing a bit sloped, slanted. We could maybe repot it and straighten it up a bit. Maybe get this branch just to come down a bit more. This one anyway, and just plant it more upright. I don't know why it's growing kind of so slanted. Maybe it's leaning towards sun, I don't know. Or maybe it's just the way it was potted first day and it's just slowly but surely, because it's getting bigger, looks more and more crooked. Maybe we'll just fix that one day by repotting it, but we'll see. It's definitely dry as a bone. I was soaked just last night and it's dry as a bone again today, so I'll give it a bit of a weeding. There's a lot of this star moss stuff in it, and the best way to get rid of that is to just get your tweezers and just scrape it across, because they're so small, and just take off the whole top layer and just re-top it with some new soil. I'll just put all them clippings to one side just in case always wants to use them for something, cooking or something. Put them over there. This is one of these trees back when I was starting my bonsai. Believe it or not, I've had this tree probably 6 years now. But when you're starting bonsai, anybody out there that's starting new on it probably knows you're literally trying to bonsai everything you can get your hands on, trying everything, and this was just one of them. Now I probably wouldn't have even bothered with it, I thought, but back then. And it's nice to have different things on your benches. You know, you can have tons of really cool big trees, but you know, it's nice to have some variety in your trees. I'm sure some people have fantastic trees and would look at this and think, not a chance would they have this on their bench, but I like it. I like it because it's something different. I've grown it from what was originally a little herb plant, so it's good to see. I think it growing now into a little tree, which started life as what would have been a herb plant. You just chop it up and use it for cooking and then throw it away, but it's definitely getting a nice root base on it. A lot of fine roots that are spreading out. You can see them. So yeah, maybe repotted next year, maybe it'll start looking half decent, and we'll try and get it growing. First of all, we'll straighten it up and we'll try and start getting it to thicken up. Maybe I'll feed it a bit more, give it a bit more attention. Now it's starting to look a bit more tree-like, and maybe we can get it, turn it into something half decent. Okay, so that'll be it for this video. It's just a quick one, doing a little bit more sourced out basically of my trees. So as always guys, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.